Hello, everyone. Happy Monday. Happy Fed week. How's everyone doing? Good morning, John. Good morning, Mark. Thank you for spending time with us on your day off. Good morning, Patrick. Good morning, Jacob. Good morning, Sterling. Uh, good morning, David. Good morning, Ted. So, hope everyone had a wonderful weekend. Got a busy week ahead of us. So, let's get straight into it. New York Empire State Manufacturing Index came out negative versus positive today, so big drop there, but that's really about it. There's stuff about the TikTok deal. I'm sure Sterling put in there. Elon buys last week, buys $1 billion more of his shares. He lost the richest title, so he's got to go out and rush buy his stock. So there we go. So are we going to see Oracle and are we going to see Oracle and Tesla go up just to see who maintains richest person of the world? Good morning, Tony. We see this. I'm not even going to repeat it. You know what? We're going to get the rate cut this week. The markets. It would actually shock the markets if it went 50, but we'll see. So there's the framework for the TikTok deal. Another framework. What else do we have? So other than that, this week we have retail sales coming out tomorrow. Retail sales is a big thing tomorrow. Wednesday, of course, is the rate cut. The rate cut in the press conference. On Wednesday, Thursday, jobless claims, Philly Fed Index, and Friday, just rig counts. So I'll focus on retail sales will be interesting, and then the rate cut. So you see today Tesla up almost 8%, Oracle up 3.5%. The Oracle's got some work to do. Other mega caps: Apple, Amazon, Google, all up. Meta, Microsoft are the only, and Nvidia are the only ones down. But Tesla driving the market to new highs this morning. You can see here, consumer cyclical. But everything's positive. Everything's positive today. Again, we're in the raw market cycle. I'd still say get your hedges on if you don't have them. 96.2% for a 25 basis point cut. Only 3.8 for a 50. Fear and greed still in neutral mode. Schiller PE 39.56. Can we get over 40? Can we get over 40 ahead of the Fed? Hello, Charles. Yes, OPEX on Friday. Also, thank you for reminding me, Charles. OPEX is on Friday also. So, earnings. Not much this week. Good morning, OD Green. Earnings. We got General Mills. Cracker Barrel with the old logo, or the logo they returned to. FedEx. FedEx is probably the most interesting thing this week, just because of all the shipping logistics and where things could be headed economically. So that's where we sit today. Not much this week on earnings. We'll after close Thursday, FedEx. Other than that, I mean, there is really not much for me to say. We just keep grinding higher. 66.17 is the next target. Beyond that, you have 66.73. I'm paying attention. This is pretty easy. 4-hour rotation zone. Look at the dip. This is a cross back on the 4th. Every dip into it is just an opportunity to look for buying setups. So, on a pullback in the open, I'm looking at 65.98 to 6600 as support. The next support level below that is about 65.84, 65.83. If you get the bigger dip in the rotation zone, that's really about it. So, again, I'll be cautious on Wednesday. I'll be cautious a little more morning to see how retail sales come out. But remember, retail sales are not inflation adjusted. And we had strong CPI numbers. So retail sales could just keep climbing. I mean, if you look at the daily, we are getting overextended. So I will at least watch. We're very overbought, but we can continue to be more overbought headed into the Fed meeting. Wondering if on the initial reaction will be up, and then we'll get, after the initial reaction to the Fed meeting, we'll get some more significant selling. But we will have to see how that resolves. There we go. NASDAQ, same thing. NASDAQ also getting overextended. I'm watching the 4-hour rotation zone, though. Got to continue to look for buying setups, at least possibly today and tomorrow in the 4-hour rotation zone. Minor support coming in at 24,150. Major support coming in at 24,091 to 24,100. The support level below that, should something happen, is about 24,035, deeper into the rotation zone. But other than that, next target is 24,230, and next major cluster is 24,380. Sorry, there's not much else to talk about because there's no short setups. Could we get one? Yeah, but there's nothing yet. There is absolutely nothing yet. So unless something comes out of the blue, Dow hit the next minor harmonic. We're in a harmonic cluster up here. We hit it on Friday or Thursday and Friday. Next minor level above that is 24,236. And then we have to raise to this level. And the most recent harmonics, I'll have to clean this chart up a bit, but we can do that after the live stream. The most recent harmonics, we have a very strong cluster. If we take out 46,236, major cluster just above 46,400. Russell. Again, I'm keeping an eye on the trend line, keeping an eye. The Russell's got a little more waning momentum, so I'm really watching these pullbacks with the rising trend line. If we start closing below this rising trend line, I'm going to be patient. Other than that, it's got to get above, going into the open, it's got to get above 2408 and establish that as a solid base again. Then that's where there could be some buying setups. It's got to break above that. More so on the Russell, I'm watching the daily rotation zone. VIX, slight bump up. Not much to talk about there. I mean, we're trading below 15. DAX, again, you have key resistance at 23,850. Above that, we saw the 21 EMA, and then we have the 50. So I cannot get bullish on the DAX, especially with cycles at the top, until it can get above 23,960 and sustain something above there. Other than that, we'll keep looking for rollover plays, but this could be a pause. It could actually break out going into the Fed rate after a rate cut. Yields, return, no %B buy triggered on Friday. Hit the rotation zone, rotating back down. I'm going to see if we form a stronger bottoming pattern. If we come back down here and form a double bottom going into the rate cut, that's about it. So not really focused on that until at least Wednesday. Crude, we're in a lower consolidation range. So there, I mean, unless we start building something above 63.95, we'll still watch for rollover plays or pullback plays. But other than this is playing support resistance in the short term for me, unless we can get above 64. Gold, still sideways correction, 8 coming up to push the price. Looking for, this is a short term, long term still is, but on short term we start breaking above 36.94 is a little minor breakout play to retest the highs. And now we have a nice little pausing bar from last week. So the major area I'm focusing on is 37.60 on the breakout. Silver, again, already broke out on Friday and hit the next harmonic and now pausing there. Beyond there, we have nothing. So my next target would be 44 until we get a stronger pausing bar. This is weak right here. But that gives me 44.20. I mean, that's the key areas right around 44 for the next push higher. Dollar index trying to break down. 75% harmonic. I'm really being patient with the dollar right now. If we do get a push lower, there's some very big support base right around 96.80 and then 96.42, but there's really tight reward to risk. And this has been reversing very quickly. The euro trying to break out to the upside. Would not be surprised to see the euro retest 118. Trying to get there, though. Again, the currencies haven't been great trading right now. Okay, there's a seek and there's always a new algo. A seek and destroy algo. The markets are just insane. These are the most insane. I think these markets have taken the most insane title, even beyond the .com title. This is the most insane stuff I've ever witnessed. 659.77 to 660.44 is the next harmonic cluster there. We need another pausing bar to really get some key levels here. Right now, if I raise this one to this pausing bar to just get us the next harmonic, because this will still give us that same rough cluster up there, then the next major target is 667.29. The Qs, if you want the support level on here, it's right around 657.50. The Qs, again, we just keep pushing higher. The next key harmonic higher is 590.80 and then 598.24. We've already taken out the minor harmonics and we don't have a pausing bar. We closed there on Friday. So that's done. I mean, again, on a pullback right now, 580, it's roughly Friday's close is the key pullback level for support. Bitcoin, not doing much still. We have the double still in place. That's why I cannot do anything bullish unless this pattern gets invalidated. And the pattern to be invalidated is still on a close above 119.8. What is that level? 119.797. Other than that, little minor breakdown. Sloppy double triggering now, but that's only, I mean, the key support still this trend line. If we start getting below that trend line, I'm still looking for rollover plays. Ethereum, not much, just caught in this huge trading range. Tesla, looks like it's going to close above the 62.5. So if this keeps getting juice, I mean, the next target would have been 419, but we're above there. This closed above 62.5 on Friday, by the way. The next target was 419. Next target is 454. Oh, boy. This is going to end in tears again at some point, but would not be shortened at all right now because Elon wants that richest man in the world title again. So, and boy, if they pass that $1 trillion pay package in November that's all tied to market cap, we're going to see a bunch of, like last week we started to see the option shenanigans again. We'll continue to see it. But that's the way it goes. NVIDIA still caught down in the back in the range before. Not much to talk about there. Broadcom, not much to talk about. Oracle, I'm still watching for this, even on a bounce, to return back lower, especially as I talked about Friday, 282.26. Other than that, there are very few short setups yet, unless something comes out of the blue. Still watching for pullback trades, and then very cautious. We still might get the raw move on Wednesday before potentially a reversal Thursday, Friday. By the way, Seek and Destroy was an excellent Henry Rollins Band song. Seek and destroy. So there we go. I'm not going to keep anybody any longer because there isn't anything to talk about. There isn't anything to analyze besides it keeps going up. So let's just be careful with any shorts. Be careful. I mean, that's why hedges come into play. Hedges come into play. Again, the instability index is through the roof right now, but it takes a tipping point to trigger it. And it could be something out of the blue. I don't know what that would be. Don't know if it'll be a rate cut unless the Fed cuts 50 basis points and sort of shocks the market and says, the market goes, what's the Fed seeing that we're missing? Yes, Metallica did seek and destroy also. Good morning, Heinrich. So, with that, I shall talk to everyone tomorrow for retail sales tomorrow morning. Until then, bye for now.